Yeah, yeah. So, a lot of discussion around the throat. It is, again, there's a lot of information here. So, I'm going to let you think amongst yourself again. What negative thought patterns come out of the voice? We've talked about a few of those things. And if you can think of, maybe, I don't know which way is best to go about this. Do you want to talk amongst yourself first and then come at some of those, or do you know offhand what would be some negative thought patterns?
Not looking at this.
All right, let's cheat. Let's just look.
I don't have a voice. I don't know. Or
I don't have a voice.
What I have to say isn't important.
There you go.
Or I'm not interesting.
Yep.
Or, I don't know.
What else? My voice is ugly, or I'm shy. I'm afraid to speak up, like
Yeah.
several of you said. All right. Anything else come to mind?
Like afraid to stand up for yourself, voice your opinion,
Mm-hmm.
even though the world is full of highly opinionated
Yeah.
people.
I wonder if also maybe just the expression of your emotions, and this is one of the ways that happens. Like my feelings don't matter. In a way.
Right. Yeah. I don't matter. My feelings don't matter. Yeah.
I was looking up. I cheated. But,
Okay.
But lying as a. I mean, that's not like a. It doesn't. Well.
But it's just self-denial.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Or making excuses.
Yep. Exactly. So, talk amongst yourself again. See what you can come up with in terms of a theme or two, and what your story is going to be about. And I'll get back to you in a juicy moment. Okay. All right. There they go. So, throat chakra. Oh my goodness. I'd like to talk a little bit just about what happens if the throat chakra is inhibited. I like to think sometimes that dis-ease, like, people have cancer of the throat. And it's not always due to smoking or to, other factors. Sometimes, could it be due? I'm just raising the question. I don't know. I'm just asking. Could it be due to not being able to use the voice? Do people actually lose their voice? You've experienced people with laryngitis. I've experienced people in the place where I work that their voice is gone. And in probing a little bit what their background is, sometimes there's been a trauma where they were frightened so badly that they lost their voice. They got to the point where they could hardly speak. So just asking you now in the audience to think about times where you've noticed people's voices. Or as you leave this class now, maybe you will, because we've discussed the voice a little bit more, you never thought of some of these things. And now when you go out into society, sit down at the mall or a coffee shop and just listen a little bit to the people having conversations around you. What tone of voice are they talking in? What is the quality of their voice like? Is it harsh? Is it grating? Do they talk in whispers? Do you have to constantly, try to move closer? I know one of my pet peeves is like somebody who just won't speak up. What's that all about? Is that a power play? I kind of think it is, because it gets you to really, pay attention to them and zero in on them and so forth. So think about how people are using their voice. Think about how you use your voice. Are you using it in a positive, constructive way? Or do you use it to empower over, or to gossip, or to, have a negative effect on someone? Think about, too, the history of the voice. Mothers, families have used the voice in cultures for eons and eons to sing lullabies to their babies, to tell stories. And one of the things that I really worked with in putting this whole series together in the very beginning was, well, how does sound and story work together? You know, when you tell a story, just the sound of your voice, when a little kid is going to sleep at night and you're sitting at the edge of the bed and reading them a bedtime story or telling them a story, just once upon a time there lived a fairy, and this fairy had the most beautiful, so see, listen to the modulations of my voice. Is it soothing? Is that something that would be inducing sleep in the child? Or is it something that you're stirring that child up even more, like a, you know, like a, what do you want to call those stories, those horror stories we talk about, the monsters under the bed and so forth. So be more aware of your voice, maybe even use your voice to tell a story, and be aware of how that voice and that tone is soothing, or when it changes volume or when it changes pitch, how that then causes excitement or a scary atmosphere instead. The voice is an instrument of expression, and a lot of us, I find, just use that monotone. How many teachers have you had or professors that put you to sleep with their voice? It's just so lulls you to sleep, but not in a positive way. Because why? They're speaking in a monotone of voice. They're not really talking about anything or emphasizing anything. Nothing's really standing out. Everything is the same. I taught speech in junior high school years ago, and one of the techniques I invented was to underline words with color. And those words that were really powerful and fiery, I used red and orange. And some of the words then that were sad or calm or spooky or quiet, we used blues and blacks and browns. So when students would see a color underneath a word, that was a visual clue to them about what to do with their voice. They saw red, they knew they needed to get excited, to get more volume, to get passion, get fire in it. When they saw the blues and browns and black, then this was a scary time, or a time of suspense, or even of sadness, or depression, or whatever. But again, get out of your usual habit, get out of your comfort zone a little bit, and experiment with your voice. Use it to tell some stories. Sing a song someplace where nobody hears you. Just play a little bit with your voice and see if you can discover something new about yourself this next week or two.